Hello Bladers, it is time for the Yap session because we have all of the listings and information for like these next few months. Yeah, we'll just do a discussion. So this is just technically like what it's gonna be per month, but it doesn't mean it's gonna be 100%. Things could still change or whatever. So please bear that in mind. But hey, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts. And if you want bays from Japan, check out mallofbays.com. It's an option way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. So in June, this is gonna be the big surprise because we already got the release schedule up until May. Now we're gonna hit June, is a basic line release. So it's kind of interesting to see we are still getting BX, and BX is not completely discontinued, so there's still BX, UX, and now CX. My prediction ongoing for the future is that no matter how many lines they introduce, Takara Tomy is just going to cycle through all of them, and I think this makes a lot of sense to me. It's gonna be kind of weird. It's gonna basically, we're gonna have like so many coexisting systems at one time. Either way, motif-wise, what are my guesses? Now, considering the fact that through all of the releases we've gotten, we've had, for an example, the Hasbro, in air quotes, exclusive motifs where there's Samurai that did get a release, Tyranno that did get a release, Shinobi that did get a release, etc, etc. I think we gotta eventually get whatever's left over and it's just gonna get some normal motif release. So my prediction is either Terra or we're gonna throw in a curveball. There's a Triceratops 2-pack that has been in the outskirts of listings talked about for Hasbro stuff, so I'm gonna go with maybe some Dino Bay. I don't really have any cool prediction for the gimmick. Anything, because we have no info. It's just literally just like, this is a booster. This is whatever. Now here's where it gets interesting, because we hit July, and July is going to be absolutely massive. So one of the releases is going to be a BXG release. So this is BXG, I believe it says 20. Now just so you can understand, BXG is literally just like, it's just the internal product code, whatever. It's technically just BX00. So that's like your drawns or your event stadium, that type of stuff. So considering last time I was able to get Excalibur, what are we gonna go with for this one? Since we've already gotten the Beyblade Burst motif there, and since we're gonna eventually approach 321 where they do all this announcement stuff, and I've already done a tweet on this, I'm gonna go with Rock Leone probably for July. This makes the most amount of sense since we've already got Interseal, which is Bakuten. Now we're gonna get Burst. Metal Fight has to be next. I think Leone makes the most amount of sense. But you know, he's Jenga's rival. Leone's probably gonna be like a super easy one for them to do. If I was to like predict what they'd probably go for it. Pegasus was 370. Leone's probably gonna get like some 80 spin track, and I would just assume gear ball. Or they could just do regular ball, to be honest. I don't really care. I think Leone would be pretty cool to see in Beyblade X. Would it be good? I don't know. Considering speaking, Golem Rock is basically Rock Leone. So maybe actually that might work in Beyblade X. I guess we'll have to eventually see if it is Leone and if that ends up being the case. So we get a CX random booster and a CX starter. So considering the fact that if we're gonna follow the trend from last year, where basically last year it was all their Min Pendragon stuff. So we had Shigeru in June, we had Chrome, and we had Seal, all their bays, whatever. I'm gonna probably assume it's gonna be related to Team Zodiac. So since we already have the Perseus dude revealed, I'm gonna assume probably the starter, if we're gonna follow the trend that we got Cobalt Drake and then after eventually Cobalt Dragoon, we have AERO Pegasus. I think this starter is going to be some CX version of Pegasus, because it makes the most amount of sense. If my prediction for what this Pegasus would be, I'm actually gonna just throw up a concept of what kind of Shooting Bullets did. Shooting Bullets has a Twitter where they post some of their creations for custom Beyblade work. They also have a YouTube channel where they do really cool animations, so if you want to check it out, please check out the links in the description below and support them. I would probably assume if we do get another Pegasus, I do think if we're gonna follow the trend, we will probably get, since the other face was side-facing, probably like a front-facing one, so it can actually be like true Pegasus homage, since all the Pegasus stickers have always been front-facing. I would probably just try to think gimmick-wise, like what could you do to push AERO above? I honestly think you gotta keep the paint. If they take away the paint, because it made me so angry, because we got Cobalt Dragoon and Impact Drake, and it took away the nice thing of the metal coat. So I hope we get paint. We're probably not gonna actually get paint if this ends up being Pegasus, because I don't know. For the tip-wise, I would maybe think maybe like a Rubber Cyclone could make some sort of sense. Or not Rubber Cyclone, it would be Rubber Vortex, actually. That would basically be akin to like Galaxy Pegasus's R2F. I think this would be something really, really exciting to see what they can actually pull off with it. If it actually ends up being the case, I don't really know. I would also love to see them do like the Big Bang Pegasus of the final drive, where like it'll activate in battle and do like a mode change. That would be really cool. Did the July random booster, listen, They gotta cook on this random booster because holy shit, December was mid. It wasn't trash, it was just like, they gotta cook on this thing. I'm trying to think what you would throw in here. So since last year is Black Shell, this has to be a Zodiac member. So it's probably gonna be the third one, and I think there's some image circulating of like the members or whatever. I'm trying to think who you would pick. So if we already have Perseus, I think the next go-to would have to be Kerbex. And I'm saying this because if you're gonna just pick from Season 2, and you're gonna go with like the crazy popular ones, Hell Kerbex would be such an easy one to do. Because when you think about it, if they do Sagittario homage, they already basically have like Wizard AERO, which is already Sagittario shape. Doing Hell Kerbex would probably be a big ballsy move, just if they try to muck up, because Hell Kerbex, just so you understand, that thing is wide as fuck. And that thing had like pretty good stamina, I would say. So this would be like Rod 2. So I'm just trying to think, like, would TT release another crazy stamina type and a random booster so it makes people want to get it and buy it? Probably if we're gonna gamble on this. My wish list for this random booster is, bro, just give us like, I just want to see eventually a Dragoon reprint. It's been way too long. Dragoon, Tiger, Rudder, Crest, that type of shit. Please. I don't care if it's in this random booster or in the April one or whatever. Just, I want to see them do something interesting. But let me ask you this. If there was a Hell Kerbex homage, what would you do for the design and gimmick? I don't know what you'd even do for the bits. If you want my guess for what they would probably do for the gimmick, I would actually like to see something like, maybe like a literal, like a orbit gimmick, or like atomic gimmick with like ball. That could be something kind of cool if they want to do that eventually. We got some other stuff to kind of go over. Oh, this is honestly kind of a speed run. There's like an August booster and an August deck set. So the only thing is that the August booster is basic line and the deck set is unique line. So I'm kind of curious what we could throw out there. I don't even know. I'm actually trying to realize that since Takara Tomy is throwing in all these Hasbro fillers, like we had like Tusk Mammoth as a filler for Rare Bay. They could just probably throw in what's left over, a Yell Kong eventually, or like some Tyrannosaurus reprint. Last one is CX09 and it's a starter. The fact that it's a starter is interesting because usually the starter bays, they kind of throw in some cool shit with them. So I'm just trying to think, like, what would you give for a September release? I think because this is isolated to just the month of September, I do think we'll probably get some really fancy gimmick shit on this, because usually the starter bays, like, you have like a Silver Wolf that they'll just throw crazy stuff, whatever, so if there's nothing special, that'd be very odd for just one release in September, so I'm very interested to see what they'll do, because it is custom line. I just hope it's going to be something fun, gimmicky. I'm very curious to see the potential on this, so in the comment section below, what are your predictions for the future? What are your guesses? What do you think they could do? Just throw it out there, because literally there's no right or no wrong, because we're only going to find out in like 6-7 months from now. So I guess spoilers, but yeah, you should have already figured that already. Anyways, thank you all for watching. That's going to be it for now. Take care and bye.